Hey everyone. So I wanted to come on today and do an energy update because the energies are insane right now. I've been feeling like almost like I'm in a trance. Like I'm so ungrounded, I will say that. And I feel like I need to do whatever I can today to ground as much as possible. So I went out and I was trying to because I'm always spaced, like I'm spaced out, I need to ground myself. So I'll go out and run errands. I go to the gym, move my body a little, went to the store, um, dropped off lunch to Lance because he was at work, and, trying to kind of do 3D things to bring myself down into my body a little more. It was like I was telling my boyfriend when I was at the gym, I was texting him and I was like, I don't even remember like driving here today. Like it feels like I'm just in my own little world in my head, just like it's insane. And I've like felt those feelings before, but it's like day 2 now. I was feeling that yesterday. I didn't really leave the house because I was also feeling a little bit tired. So I was like respecting and honoring my body and what it was telling me to do. So I kind of just did a little bit around the house yesterday, didn't go anywhere or do much of anything. And then today it was like, okay, I got to go do something because I wasn't feeling as tired. So it was like, okay, I can go do some things and maybe it'll bring me back into my body a little bit. And I think it has. I'm still feeling a little spacey, but not as much. So I don't know if any of you guys are feeling that come in, but just don't forget to come into your body and not get too far out in your own little world. Because even when you tap into 5D, we are still simultaneously in the 4D and the 3D. We'll always be in 3D as long as we're in this physical incarnation, because that's how it works. So like when you're in 5D, you're also in those other dimensions. You're also either able to be in the lower dimensions at the same exact time, but you've raised your vibration enough that you're able to feel how it feels to be in that 5D. That's why you can tap in and then come down. We haven't fully anchored in 5D, or you'd be, seeing through things and stuff like that. Like, not very many people in this world are fully anchored in 5D. A lot of people who are spiritually mature, if you want to put it that way, are anchored into 4D and then they tap into 5D a lot. But anyways, I just wanted to share that because I don't know if anyone else is feeling it, but I have. Also, in terms of like physical symptoms, I've mentioned this in a video before, had energy. Sometimes the Kundalini energy gets stuck in my legs. So I had that last night. I've had it the last couple nights too, and it was just stretching and like just getting on the floor and moving my body around and just kind of like releasing. Because you'll notice at nighttime and when you're laying down or just very still, that's when the energy can get stuck in different places in your body. So stretching is like the best thing ever for me. So I don't know if it'll help you guys, but just throwing that out there. If you feel like you get energy stuck, like it was like stuck in my hand for a little bit last night. It's usually at nighttime that I deal with things like that. I think that's all I want to mention on that route. Then I got a huge download not too long ago, and that's the reason why I wanted to come on and share this video. And basically what that download was about was not chasing the things that you want and raising your vibration so the things that you want will chase you. Because I think in our culture, we get attached to this idea of like making a plan and this is what we want our future to be like. And we're attached to these expectations, whether it's relationships, in your career, in your passion, or your living situation, where you're living, or what you expect like from your children, and all these things. And we get so attached to what we expect to happen that we introduce resistance to it, instead of just focusing mainly on keeping your vibration high. How do I feel in any given moment? How can this contrast or this negative thing that just happened to me, how can I perceive that in a different way that'll keep my vibration high, instead of looking at it as a victim mode, as woe is me, this thing is happening to me, I'm a victim, that kind of thing. That is really what they're wanting me to bring forth, because I think a lot of people are kind of stuck a little bit, just like how that energy was stuck in me from time to time. Sometimes you just have to focus on being in a positive state, but not bypassing the negative feelings that come up from time to time, because we all have our bad days. We all have those days where it's like, okay, can I just go to sleep now, hit the reset button, and wake up the next day and try again? Because it's like that momentum just builds from these emotions or things that we're experiencing. So what we can do in those moments is acknowledge the anger, acknowledge the sadness, whatever those feelings that are coming up on your bad days, acknowledge them, understand and appreciate them for the purpose that they serve, for helping us evolve and grow. But at the same time, being a witness to them, being the observer to them, and not letting them spiral out of control. Because you can witness something and acknowledge it instead of suppressing it. Let it come up, witness it, acknowledge it, and let it pass through. That's super important. Feeling good is what brings everything that you want into your experience. So when you worry, it's this fear of not having control. And so worrying equals fear, basically. And I think we all know that on a subconscious level. We know when we're worried, we're scared of like an outcome, right? But, okay, so it's a fear of not having control. But having control is basically a lack of faith. And when you need control, you represent that lack of faith. And then you represent the fear of worry. Like, worry and fear are usually in the same category. So faith is knowing without a shadow of a doubt that the universe has an easier and more abundant way to do things. So these expectations of the future, these attachments and expectations of anything, relationships, career, living situation, children, all these things that I just previously mentioned, those attachments are holding you back. So there's this little exercise they just brought to me, and I think that it will really help you guys. Basically, what you want to do is, cool, you want to visualize, that's awesome, because visualization is very powerful. But when you visualize just one thing, and you're just so focused on the one thing, it's an attachment to an expectation of your future. So if you want to visualize, start looking at your life from 10 or more different perspectives. So what you can do is you can write out 10 different ways that your future can unfold in different areas, in your career, in your living situation, in your relationship, all these things that are incorporated into our lives. Visualize them in 10 different ways and write it out in 10 different ways, positive ways that it can turn out for you. This is a good exercise to show the universe that you are so open to different possibilities, that you're not attached to just being with this one person or just having this passion about something, so your career has to be this, or and not having that faith and letting things unfold on a moment-to-moment basis. So I feel like this exercise will help people release some of those attachments and open their hearts to more possibilities that are out there for them. And it'll release the worry. It'll open up faith. It'll open up trust in the universe to come through, and knowing that the universe is going to come through in whatever way is the path of least resistance, the path of most allowance, the path that is most abundant for you. Show the universe that you're open. Because when all we do is obsess over being with one person, or obsess over having a career in this way, or obsess over our kids maybe going into whatever activity, and like we want them to be good at this or that, this, instead of just being open, or obsess over living in a certain geographical region or whatever. We obsess over a bunch of different things because we want things to happen in our future, and what we don't realize is like what we can imagine doesn't even scratch the surface of how freaking abundant this universe is, and how many different ways it can help us co-create with everyone and everything around us to give us exactly what is the best, most easiest, most allowing, abundant way to get there. we have to trust, and we have to be open. And when we're focused on one thing, we're focused on it turning out in one specific way, we're not open, we're closed off. And I feel like a lot of people are stuck there. Just like the energy, that's probably why they wanted me to bring up the energy in my legs. I was like, what does that have to do with anything right now? Maybe they just want me to bring in some physical symptom, but it makes so much sense to me now, just giving you this information, because it's like we're stuck just like the energy is stuck. So sometimes we have to, open ourselves up to allow the universe to flow, to allow it to bring everything that we could ever fathom and want and desire into our lives, because we're worthy, and we have to believe we're worthy. And it makes it really easy to hold a high vibration when you know you're worthy and you love yourself and you work on that area of your life. So at the end of the day, the main thing, if you want to feel like you have to do something, because our 3D minds always want to be doing something to progress ourselves forward, the best thing you could do is work on your self-love. Focus on connecting to your higher self. Focus on things that make you happy. And don't even think about what's going to happen tomorrow. Where am I going to live? Who am I going to be with? Is my twin flame going to come back to me? Like all these stupid things that we obsess and worry about, when we really should just understand that focusing on ourselves and loving ourselves and just being so loving to our inner child and all of these things that are about self-care and love, that is what's going to flow everything we could ever imagine, desire, and dream of into our lives. So just remember those things, guys. Like, don't forget the small stuff. It's very, very simple, but like our human 3D minds make it complex. And all these belief systems that we've carried with us since childhood, and just walk through our entire lives with it all around us. We're indoctrinated. We have to heal. We have to release these belief systems that keep us from everything that we deserve and want. Keep us from that self-love. Because loving ourselves is what's going to bring everything in. Once you start falling in love with yourself, you start falling in love with everything around you, because you realize how connected you are. So I'm going to bring it full circle and say, don't chase the things you want. Don't attach yourself to the expectations. Raise your vibration, and the things that you want and desire will chase you. I love you guys so much. If you're interested in following me on Instagram or Facebook, just search Kelsey Franks. My website's kelseyfranks.com if you're interested in any of my services. Right now I'm only doing email coaching. I don't have the quiet time to be on the phone with people. I'm sorry, but emails are just as good. Trust me, they're more thorough. I feel like I do a more thorough job when I communicate via email, because I'm able to really sit with whatever your situation is and meditate on it and bring through all of the sources or things that I need to give to you in order for you to improve what your situation is, or connect you and help you with that self-empowerment to really make choices in your life that are going to serve your highest good. This isn't about you depending on a coach to hold your hand along the way. No, this is about learning how to be your own guide. As a life coach, I want people to see me one time and then be so freaking empowered and tapped in that they don't need to see me again. This is about self-empowerment. This is about realizing that everything you could ever dream of, you're capable of doing this all by yourself with source. You don't need to reach out in all these other directions in order to come to that desire of what you want in your life. Whether it's abundance in love, abundance in finances, abundance in anything in your life. All of that, the only thing you need to do is connect with your higher self. Understand that all of these contrasting things that are coming into your life, and supposedly making you feel stuck. We're coming full circle with the stuck message again. All of those things that are making you feel stuck are because of your choice to add resistance to your experience. So once you release that resistance, once you figure out, pinpoint where the resistance is and let go of it, you're free. You're free. You don't have to feel like you're in a cage anymore. You're so free. Totally went off on a huge tangent there because you know me, I'm a ranter. I love you guys, and I really, really want to help people come into their that self-empowerment, because it's so freeing. It's like you're freaking Phoenix and you're off. You're so powerful. Can nobody tell you nothing, because you already know. Like, when you're listening to somebody on YouTube or reading an article on Facebook, you know what resonates with you because you feel it. You feel what connects with your truth. So just follow that. Your intuition is everything. I really hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time.